I'm going to make a Halloween scene here, and I've removed the background from an image. I'm going to use this silhouette of my little Halloween town. And the first thing I'm going to do is rename this layer the buildings. And I think I'm going to create a new layer and call this the sky. I'll get my fill bucket, and I'm going to change my gradient, making sure I'm on gradient. I'm going to change my gradient chip colors. Let's do this one a darker color of blue. And let's do this chip a lighter color of blue. And let's see what we get. Not bad. We can move that behind the buildings. It gives us a little bit of a sky. We could change that if we wanted to, but let's roll with that. Let's go ahead and create a new layer. And let's call this lights. And I think I'll put this layer on top. And getting my paintbrush, I'm going to change this paintbrush's size down just a little bit. And make it not so round because I'm going to paint the windows there. Let's make it square. And I'm going to get a color for that, for the lights. Let's go with something a little Halloween colored. And I'm going to paint the lights here. And I'll put this layer behind afterwards. But we'll just paint this in the doorway, paint the windows. And let's see how we do there. A little bit there. We got to be careful. Don't want to go too far over. And there. And as we get a little closer to the edges, we may have to adjust the size of our brush so that we don't really get too far over on the edge, especially when we get into these little parts right there. We'll put that there. And really, right there, we would need to make this brush really small so we can get in there and not get anything else. And a couple of clicks there. And let's see what that looks like. If I take that layer and bring it behind my buildings, I now have lights for the building. Let's go ahead and add a moon to this. So I'm going to create a new layer. We'll call this our moon. And let's put this moon layer on top just now for working on it. And we'll use the selection tool. And we'll change our selection type to circle. But let's feather this. Let's feather this about 22. Anti-alias. And we'll draw a circle right in the middle of the sky there. And I'm going to flood fill this with a solid color. So I'm going to change this from gradient to solid color. And let's change this chip color to white for the moon. And I'm going to flood fill that selection so that it looks like I have a hazy moon. That's why I feathered that out like that. And let's deselect that by going to Selections, None. And let's see what it looks like if we move that moon behind our buildings and lights. And we'll get the mover tool here. And we can move the moon around. Alrighty. Now in order to make an image for our animation out of this, we should probably save this as our master image. So let's go ahead and save. And we'll save it to the desktop in a new folder, and we'll call this Halloween Scene. And we're going to go in there and save this as our Halloween Scene Master. We'll save that. And I think what we'll do is we'll animate this moon rising. So we'll put that right about there. We don't want to go off of our screen because if we do, we're not going to be able to pull it back up. So we're going to leave it right there. And what we'll do is we'll hide it at one point. And I think we should add one more thing. Let's go ahead and create a layer. And let's call this our title. And let's move our title up to the top. And we'll add a little Halloween title. So we'll get our text tool, click on our title layer on the image. And let's get a good font here for this one. Nice Halloween font. How about we change the color to, let's see, red. We've got red, fill, set to a gradient. Let's change it to a solid color. And let's change that to a nice, well, orange is a great Halloween color. And I think, you know what? Let's give it a stroke. Solid color. We'll give it a bright yellow. We'll make this font rather big and bold if we can. And we'll tell everybody Happy Halloween. Let's see how that looks. Happy Halloween. And it's now a selection, so let's go ahead and, well, while we have it a selection, why don't we do something fun? Let's put a little effect on it, 3D effect. Let's do a drop shadow. And I think black would probably blend in a little too much, so let's give it a spooky yellow. And let's bring this offset in a little bit, 5 pixels. We'll make it a little more opaque, but we'll blur it out just a little bit. And let's proof that and see what it looks like. Let's proof that. There we go. That looks good. Click OK. Now we'll deselect that. That'll promote it to our layer. And using our mover tool, we can move that over here. Oh, we lost part of our title on that one. What happened there? Well, that's okay. Undo. Undo. And we'll do it again. Happy Halloween. We need to move the title over. If we deselect it with the title being partially cut off, it'll cut off permanently. So we can put our 3D effect back on. It's already set. Click OK. And now when we deselect it, it's still there. Using the mover tool, now we're happy. Now it doesn't get cut off at all. I'm going to hide that title for now. And then let's bring down the lights about there. Looks grayed out. And there's our moon. And I'm going to make my first capture or merged capture for my first frame of my animation. So I use my master and I go up to Edit, Copy Merged, Edit, Paste as New Image. And there's image number 1. I then go back to my master. I'll move the moon just a little bit. I'll bring the lights up a little bit. And then take another snapshot. Edit, Copy Merged, Edit, Paste as New Image. Back to the master. Bring the lights up. Move the moon. Edit, Copy Merged. Edit, Paste as New Image. And repeat. Bring the lights up a little more. Move the moon. Edit, Copy Merged. Edit, Paste as New Image. And we'll go back to the master. And let's move the moon back up here. We'll do this one more time there with our lights. Edit, Copy Merged. Let's paste it as a new image. And then back to our master. We will bring our lights up. Let's move the moon right there. We'll make this final capture here. Copy, merge, paste as new selection, or new image, excuse me. And then we could tell everybody in the next frame, Happy Halloween. And we'll capture that, copy merged, paste as new image. And then if you wanted to make a couple of changes and you wanted to make a few frames of that blinking, you could also blink the lights here. You could do that. You could bring this down and copy that merged, paste it as a new image. And then when you come back, you could pop that right back up and the lights will blink. You can move this, edit, copy, merged, paste as a new image. And then you can move this around again. I'll put it there, edit, copy, merged, and then paste as a new image. All the time blinking the lights or whatever you want to do. Blink the lights again, but you get the idea that you copy merged and you edit and you paste as a new image. This is what makes all of the images for your animation. You now close out and save each one of these images. Make sure you save your master. So we'll save that. And then each one of these images you save into your folder and you import them into your animation shop.